Hey there, this is Cooper from Telepathic Bunny Comics. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Kind of got a little bit of a reunion here tonight. Haven't had these guys on in a while. All right, let me bring the first one on. You will know him as Wolfsbane Comics. We know him as
You done messed up, AA Ron.
oh,
Hey, you're muted, buddy. What's going on?
okay. Did
Hey.
you see the stab? Did the stab show up?
Yeah, I saw it all right.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Hmm.
Well, actually, why have one a Ron when you can?
You done messed up, AA Ron.
You can have two.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, man.
Hey, Ron.
Yeah,
Bottom.
there
That's how everybody addresses me now for like the rest of my life.
you go. That's a common problem people seem to have. Yeah. And all right, and we've also got a mystery man.
Who?
Yeah,
The Bone Daddy.
Mr. Pixel Trader. There you go.
What is up, Pixel?
Booyah. What's up, guys?
Yo.
Yeah, I have a little bit of slow down tonight. Sorry, guys. Holy crap!
right.
Got Mr. John
It's
Douglas
Friday,
over
dog.
here.
Oh.
Dude. Yeah, it's Friday. It's Friday.
What's up, John? Good to see you. Thanks for showing some love.
All right, try not to panic.
Yeah, he's gonna be
Gotcha.
on Iron Age, the Iron Age show here.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's
yeah,
right.
with,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Royce
He's doing
and
Richard Iron Age
and
night
Daniel.
tonight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, that's a cool crew. I like hanging out with those guys. They're fun.
Oh yeah, Iron
Yeah,
Age,
definitely.
all those guys are awesome. All those guys are awesome. Got a lot of chill. I think it comes from Royce basically because he's just like the dude, man. The dude abides, you know.
The dude.
Yeah, they all play off each other really well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
they do. I think that's him though, because he's a great straight man. He always acts like I can't believe you guys are doing this to me, and it's really hilarious. It's good. I think Gary from Nerdrotics kind of got that same energy, you know. I think that's why Friday Night Tights and so popular. He's so self-deprecating. It's just it is what it is. It's like I was in prison, you know. What do you expect? You know, it's like yeah, dude, but that was like 30 years ago, right?
Yeah,
milk
that cred.
Get over it. Yeah. Well, it gives him cred, certainly. Yeah, I was never in prison. Anyway, so tonight we're going to, of course, we're going to talk about a little bit about campaigning. I got links for Immortal Rising. I got a link for Pixel, and I got a link for Aaron Jordan. If Hojo ever shows up, then I'll put his link in there. But if you ain't going to show up, I ain't going to put your link in there. All right. Anyway.
I mean, fair is fair.
There you go. Just call it like dealer's choice. You know, what it is. But yeah. So I just closed my campaign out. It's still working to get in. Still working through the backlog to get into the store. So that's that's going to happen shortly. I'll start doing some campaigning again. I don't like campaigning unless something's open. You know.
Yeah.
You see that all the time, people going on shows, and it's like, well, where's your campaign? Well, it's not open. You know, it's like, well, why are you campaigning on something that's closed? You know,
True.
Right. Yeah. Well,
it's like,
I like.
I'm going to do a second chance later on.
With Fun My Comic, you know, I just have an open storefront. You know, I only have 30. I think it's roughly 30 issues. I don't know. I've sold a few, so maybe less than that are left of the Perfect Bound. And with that, you'll get like stickers and all the stretch goal stuff. So once those are sold, though, I'll be redoing. Well, a lot of things will be changing. So, but yeah, once I clear those out, I won't have anything open either. So,
Well, it's like I went to do a review of Wraith of God, the Aaron Lopresti's comic, and I went to do a link, and there's like no place to get that comic anywhere. You know, it's like, well, I
Right.
got to wait for a second chance, right? Um,
Right.
and then he puts out Kit Carter, and I didn't see a second chance for Wraith of God on there. I'm like,
Yeah.
do you want sales or do you not want sales? I
Yeah.
I did.
Hey,
Well, like somebody said in the private chat, is like, you got the PDF. It's true, and I've got that up. Just that's on the storefront, you know. So yeah, of
Mhm.
course. And I'm thinking about going to like Global Comics and a couple of other places. Although I've heard people talk about how Global Comics is just kind of like selling to other creators, which I don't mind. You know, that's not a problem either. But I don't know. It's some other digital venues, you know. And
Yeah.
Amazon. I need to get on Amazon, like Chris Fisk. That's where he has most of his sales from. So
Right. Well, I just don't. I mean, I know John Malin started the crap where he would do a campaign like for 30 days and then like lock it out, to make people like, oh, I gotta get this, But then he'd do a catch up tier the very next one, and
yeah,
it's like, I was like, why not just leave it open continuously? I mean, that
right.
just makes no sense to me. I know that commodity mindset and everything, but the truth of the matter is we're past that commodity age. People aren't looking for comic books for commodity anymore because the mainstream abused that model so badly
Yeah.
that we're just apathetic now. So why
Well,
not?
and we can get everything else on demand practically, you know, like print on demand.
Right.
Like that, if somebody could get a good print on demand that was
Mhm.
affordable, man, they can print their own money at that point. There's so many creators who are just like, I'm having so much trouble with my printer, and and of course the
Mhm.
model is like, the more you print, the less it costs, in quantity and all
Right.
that stuff. So
Yeah.
it just there's got to be a good medium somewhere. There's got to be
Yeah.
a break somewhere. And
Mhm.
whoever can
Well,
fill that is gonna be rich.
I'd
yeah.
honestly like to
Now,
see what adds like a variety of options. Like, like you have some print on demand things. They only have like one type of book that you can print. It'd be better if you could do
Yeah.
like different paper qualities and all that stuff.
Oh yeah. Gotcha.
yeah.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
was
Now, I
what were
know.
you saying, Pixel?
Sorry. I was going to say Global does do a print on demand. They partnered with a company that has some pretty cool options and stuff too. So you can go through and can configure your book to be printed on demand from the digital files and stuff if you really wanted to.
Right
It just depends on how you want to approach it. But yeah, I'm looking at doing them as well. Chris, the owner, really, really nice dude. And they've got a presence they had a presence at San Diego Comic Con this last time I was there, I believe. And they're really pushing. They've managed to get a couple of the bigger, like I think it was Dark Horse, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
got tied in with them.
Mhm.
And there's a few other big companies that are talking to them. And so, I mean, I could foresee them having the most of the mainstream guys on their platform as well as all the indie guys, which is going to help the indie guys no matter what. I mean, I know once you get the big guys on there and stuff, it's like, oh, I got to compete with them. But at the same time, if they're drawing eyes for people looking at that stuff, it's a good possibility your stuff could still get served up to them. So I'm really curious to see how that platform grows.
Well, with Comixology getting yeeted like it did, I mean, there's the Global Comics is like right there on the pole position, so
Oh, yeah.
that had to
Yeah.
help them somewhat.
Yeah.
Anyway, also Iron Age Media is about to boot up, and that's based off of FMC.
Yes.
And if you the idea, and I don't know how far along they are on this, but the idea is that if you fund your comic through FMC and you meet the criterion of their program, they will have they're distributing to like stores and distributing to like other markets, trying to get back into like supermarkets and stuff like that, and magazine racks and
Nice.
But
At least into comic shops, huh?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, at least to the comic shops. Give the comic shop something to freaking sell. My God. And the idea is that you can also print that.
Uh-oh.
So FMC, man, I mean, they're not following trends. They're trying to set the damn trends. And so anybody, oh, hold on. Did I just,
You're back, I think.
I just
You're
burped.
back, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I just burped. All right.
You're all right.
Okay. Well, tonight we were talking about, we're talking to Hojo's like, hey man, anybody got something going on tonight? And we're like, hey, I'll make a stream, and of course Hojo's not here, but you know it is what it is. So we won't badmouth him too bad while he's not,
Yeah.
not here.
A little ribbing,
but anyway, a little knives out. You know. Anyway, but we're talking about campaign war stories, and I'd say campaign war stories because. My gosh, it's a campaign. I mean, campaigns used to mean basically a series of battles. It basically meant the army, a series of objectives from an army. You know, and I swear that's the way it feels. Because it's like as soon as you start campaigning, it's like everything hits you. I mean, from the sign up on, it's like obstacle after obstacle after obstacle, and so I just closed my campaign out Monday and now Tuesday at noon, and
you funded, right?
you gentlemen, yeah, funded. I did.
There we go. Congratulations.
There you go. All right. I got over the line, man. $11. Woo! Anyway.
Hey, it counts.
I made it. It counts. But basically, what the struggle that it takes, and a lot of people don't really talk about it. You know, they don't. They're like, we're all so insular. We're all kind of like in our own thing, and we don't really. One of the beauties of having the Genesis crew, that our little clique, has been being able to share stories, share struggles, and it's like, oh, I figured that problem out. This is my solution, and but the community at large doesn't really do that. It remains on its island, and so I thought tonight we'd share a little bit of some of the hurdles that we've crossed, so but the first thing, all right. So anybody have any what about shows? How easy did you find it to go on shows?
I guess I'll go. For shows, at least for me, I had set up a lot in advance. I was contacting people even a month out, just to kind of say, hey, and then work things in like a jigsaw puzzle best I could. There were some days I even took time off of work, tried to plan it around everything. And I know there were some days where I'd be on multiple shows a day even, but it dried up for me after the first month. It really petered out. Like I had already hit most of my network, and any of like the bigger names or just people that I don't normally gravitate around, I didn't ever get a return. So I was like, well, damn, maybe next time. But so my campaign kind of petered out after the first month. But thank you for everybody that had me on, because we made it. So and I'll remember that,
Oh yeah, definitely. What about you, Aaron? What was your experiences getting on shows and stuff?
Honestly, not too good. I remember when I first did Wolfsbane 1. CJ from Critical Blast was like one of the main ones that was helping me push and get into the indie scene. So I appreciate the help with that. But now I know to plan in advance.
Right. What about you, Pixel? How was things with you, man?
It's all planning, and even the best plans can fall apart. But for the most part, we were in a kind of a cool position because this was such a meme-worthy project that a lot of people wanted to talk to us. So right off the bat, we started taking a look at who we could speak with and had stuff booked. I think we booked with Bancroft for our launch, like I want to say like 4 months out, 3-4 months out. As soon as we knew when the movie was actually going to launch, we went ahead and set the date. Said, "Hey, we're looking at this date. We want to launch a week before the movie comes out. Are you available?" And he's like, "Yeah, let's do it." And so We got that locked in quick. Shay, we locked in really quick as well because she does the cosplay thing. It takes her a while to prepare for it, so we wanted to get her tied in, make sure we could do that. But yeah, it was kind of difficult for me because of my timing and stuff. So I didn't really get to get on the streams too much. So the main thing for me was coordinating with Piper and Eric and making sure I could get them scheduled at different places. And so sometimes it was divide and conquer. Sometimes they were both together. It definitely helped having a team of all three of us to be able to go through and talk to people. Dave Brink here,
definitely.
Yeah, he just popped in. He had Eric on.
Hey, what's up?
And had a really good conversation. And of course, Eric had done American Bliss for him, and so we had that connection there, which really worked out. And I mean, Eric is such a extroverted person. He can go into any room and talk to anybody. And so
Who's that,
it was
Hodson?
a real big, Hodson. Yeah,
Eric Hodson.
He's a cool dude.
A very blessed individual as far as being able to communicate and sell and stuff. He's been in the convention scene for so long. He just knows how to play that game. He's really
He's got a very distinctive voice. You wouldn't think that his voice would be soothing because it's so like high pitched and kind of rough, but it really works on podcasts because you can pick him out so easy. Hello, Immortal Rising channel. Welcome. Good to see you. And also
overall,
Dave Brink is definitely. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, overall, the experience in general is just planning, making sure that we lined up stuff right away. And kind of like with the Immortal Rising campaign, our shows kind of petered out after about the first month because we really booked hard to get our launch going. And then we just started slowing up because we were all burning out after that first month anyway. So it was a little more pick and choose. But then we really started trying to target some of the bigger streams. I think Malin finally got us on at one point, and then Anna was absolutely enthralled with Eric's hands, so that really worked out for us.
I remember that.
Right?
Yeah.
Guys, like, who's the guy with the hands?
Anna's kind of a Anne's kind of a freak lover anyway, so she is weird as shit.
So
hey,
our closeout stream.
So
there you go.
Look at this. Isn't that hot?
Yeah. We had a committal for our closeout.
Also
stream
have a foot, by the way. Also have a foot.
You have a foot that's messed up too.
Yeah.
Double trouble.
Okay. Well, I don't really want to see your foot. That's pretty awesome.
My foot.
OnlyFans, here we come.
Yeah. We thought we had everything.
Oh, I've got a freaky foot, man.
Oh man,
go ahead.
That's crazy. I thought we had everything locked down, and then things changed. Like I said, your best plans can fall to the wayside, and so we had our closeout stream scheduled with a channel that wound up bailing, kind of like failed to show up and give us a link or anything. And so thankfully, Anna was around and streaming that night, and we pivoted and pinged her, and she's like, "Hell yeah, get on!" And so Eric popped on with her, and we wound up making another couple grand that night and closed things out. So
wow,
it just
good for you.
Yeah, it was a really big stream.
So you fell into space and wound up on one of the bigger channels in CG affiliate.
Essentially, yeah, and it all came down to that connection that we had made prior. If Eric hadn't,
she's bigger than EVS, man. She's bigger than EVS.
But if we hadn't done that kind of freak show hand thing with Eric was totally playing the sideshow thing up, and if he hadn't have done that like a few weeks before, they never would have had that connection, and then we would have missed out on the opportunity there. So it's all about timing, and like I said, planning doesn't always work out, but sometimes stars align and something cool happens.
That's true.
Yeah, I need to let my freak fly a little bit, and maybe I can reel her in. Anyway,
I don't know. Keep that foot hidden.
It's pretty gross. Well, my experience was very similar because I lost I've gone over it ad nauseum, but I lost pretty much my whole entire network right before I launched, and I launched anyway because it's my 50th birthday, and it's like, this is my lifelong goal. I'm gonna launch on my damn 50th birthday, but as you guys were trying to tell me, that's a mistake, But anyway, but then after things didn't, just died on the vine. I've launched on Bancroft, and then none of the Crack Pack was even there that night. I don't know what they were doing, but so they're the big backers on that show. So that, and I mean everything kind of screwed up. But so for like a week there, you can get depressed really easy, and when you're campaigning because things aren't moving. I mean, Hojo, as successful as he is, every time he like went a day without some kind of sale, it's like, oh, the campaign's ending. Low is me, And we're like, shut up, dude.
I wasn't like that.
Even over, he's over 10K, and he's like, I can't. It's like, shut up, man. Anyway, but for like a week, I kind of got paralyzed, and somebody kicked me in the tail. It's like, you want to push this book or not? And I was like, okay, all right, yeah, no. And so I put out a call, and then so many people I didn't even imagine even had shows were like, hey, I'll have you on. And Dave Brink over here actually did a special show. He didn't really, he was booked solid, but he's like, I'll do a special show for you on Tuesday. Gave me a great piece of advice on my campaign. Just a mensch, man. That guy's just an awesome guy. So I mean, I kept running into people like Chris Tamlovic and his group with the Hero Shack are just like awesome people. I saw Cyclopean is actually $993. So that it's higher, way higher than that. Sorry, but that they just a great crew over there. And then I would got something off of that. I got the Canadian Shield guy, James. He had me on. This is before his mother passed, unfortunately. And he had to give it up for a while. But I kept like people just would, as soon as I put out that call, I just got like people after people. And that first initial month, I was on a bunch of shows, and then I had some people I had to book later, like Arvid the Twit, well, that's okay. Pixel had to go. But yeah, no problem. He's just got a new computer, so he's having little issues. But so basically, the whole entire thing is, it's, half the time you kind of feel like this.
Not a great plan.
Anyway,
I will say, similar to what Pixel was talking about, like I didn't have a closeout for my campaign. I didn't even plan ahead. I was like, I'd already passed, the goal, and after that, it was just kind of like I was looking at 5,000. I was like, oh, cool. I hope I hit 5,000, because I also had some like sales that weren't through the websites or whatever. So, which it's fine or whatever. And anyways, I happened to be in Devil Flyer's chat or something like that, and he was like, hey, you want to come on or something like that. And so I just randomly got on, and I think Sim was on as well, and I got additional sales, like, oh, this is your last day, and he was like, you want to just stream until whatever? I was like, no, I know you stream 24/7, but I'm just gonna hang out for a little while. So, but he was so cool.
Well,
got me the.
He's always looking. Rex is always looking for content. I mean, he is
not as much as like Pixel got, of course, not thousands, but I did end up picking up a couple surprise sales. I was like, hell yeah, last minute, I love it.
Yeah. Well, one thing I've discovered is, every single day you got this going on in your head. So
stupid! You're so stupid!
You're muted, buddy.
Oh, buddy, you gotta fix that.
Yeah, I need to fix that.
Shorten your mic.
Well, anyway, so basically, you got that running through your head all the time. That's a self-defeating monologue in your head, especially if you believe you have the IP that's going to sell if people just see it. And so if you're not, if you're not making sales, that's because people aren't seeing the IP, and so you kind of feel like you suck, and you're the reason why this thing ain't flying. So how did you handle the mental grind of that yammering in your head like that? We'll start with Aaron Jordan.
Oh shit. Honestly,
How'd you handle the self-doubt?
Self-doubt, shoot. I self-doubt myself all the time. I just gotta learn to just for me, I don't know. I distract myself and I just focus on other things, and then I get back to what I'm supposed to be focusing on later on. So like I'll just move on to one of my other projects. Like right now I'm stressing over Pendragon and trying to figure out how to get this fucking trailer going.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you know what? I am let me work on a few other scripts. Let me work on this other project I'm doing, and we'll get back to that, and I'll have a fresh mindset.
Well, in your case, you've got so many,
That looks
yeah,
like
well, that's lovely. Appreciate that, Pixel. But in your case, you got so many great project ideas. I imagine that's just got to be a struggle just to focus on one in particular. Give you all your focus. What happened with you, Aaron? Did you have a lot of self-doubt? Other Aaron?
For me, I don't know. I'm bottom Aaron again. Hey.
Bottom Aaron. That's right. Bottom Aaron again.
I don't know. I mean, the self-doubt and all that stuff, I suppose, or also like the feeling of imposter syndrome. I think that's what it's called. Where it's like, I shouldn't be doing this. I'm not qualified to do any of this. I don't know. When I'm on the campaign trail, I guess, I don't think about that stuff very much at all. I'm thinking more about the experience that I've had up to this point for sales, and how to sell, how to project myself, how to sum up my story well. I got to really work on that kind of stuff. Obviously it's not saying that helps, but just really getting the synopsis of the story down, being likable, pushing it, hey, buy it here, that kind of stuff. But in the end, I really find that if you're going to make any sales, you have to be where people are buying. Like I got my most sales on maybe 4 shows out of the 40 I did. And maybe it's the Pareto principle, right? The 20-80. And so out of the 20% of shows, that's where I got all my cash. And you can go in, I can go into my analytics and be like, spike. Okay, well, that's where they all were, And so that was really interesting to notice. I thought it would be a little bit more spread out, but really, for instance, being on Bancroft, because I had actually DM'd him. He didn't get my DM. He didn't see it or whatever. And somebody tagged me after I had already started, and he was like, dude, I didn't even know this was going on. Sorry, I missed your shit. Let's get you on. I happened to be able to get Jose to line up his schedule too, to be on. I did that a few times, and one of them was Bancroft. And I got to, because I launched on RJ's on Critical Blast show, which was cool. I got sales that night, but not like I got, on Bancroft was I don't know, maybe $1,000 or something. It was crazy. And then Shane Davis was another one. Bancroft probably not $1,000, but Shane Davis, I'm pretty sure that's where I got most of my sales from. Just being on there, which was really cool. I really appreciated being on there. I didn't know what to expect. I don't usually watch his show or anything. I have, but not normal. And I didn't know what, and that was the time when Mandy had disappeared.
Was this his main? Was this his major, the main show, or the Shield show that they did for that little while?
Yeah, it's the one where they have 5 guys come on, talk about their projects, and then
okay, right.
I can't remember
the Shield show then. Okay.
Yeah, it's the Shield show, and it was cool. Shane is a cool dude. He was kind of in the back room. He was like, the drill sergeant, he's like, he lined us up and he's like, all right, I don't want to hear any bullshitting, about whatever message board or not message boards, whisper networks and all this other stuff. And we're not gonna do this or that. It was really cool. He set out all the rules, and he wasn't like an asshole or nothing. He was just like, here it is. And then on the show, he's a really personable dude. Like, we joked around and everything, and it was fun. And I made a lot of sales, so it was even funner.
There you go. There you go.
I don't know. So I don't know. I guess I get it. To answer your question, to come back from that little meandering, I don't know. I don't focus on the negative thoughts. You really got to program yourself to not think of the negative shit and just focus on looking at that next hurdle that you have to jump and finding ways to tweak your sales technique and your how you come off and everything, and your synopsis. That's one of the things I did like about the Shane show as well. Shane Davis' show is that, give me your sales pitch, and that was cool, because that was like probably the only show where it was, okay, you have the spotlight, what's your pitch? And you've got 1,500 people right now who are watching it or whatever it was. So that was cool. I liked that pressure, especially because like I got to the point where I was trying to do my pitch, and it was like, I don't know if you've ever had this experience where you're kind of going through it. You've done your pitch plenty of times or whatever, and it's like, I kind of felt like I was losing my track of my train of thought, and I was like, oh no, and I could feel it slipping away, and I'm like, don't lose it, buddy. There's too many people watching.
I once forgot the names of some of my characters.
Right? That kind of thing. So
I was so exhausted. I was so exhausted that night, and I was just like, I don't know the dude. And he's like, oh, you don't know your own characters? I was like, I know my own characters. It's like, that's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, I feel you on that, man.
What about you, Pixel? Did you have any self-defeating thoughts? Did you have some negativity that you dealt with?
The only time I had some negativity, honestly, was at the very end of the campaign when we were closing out the funding, and there were some issues with some of the donations not going through, and the numbers kept falling. I'm like, okay, crap, did we lose where we were at? But like during the campaign, I think one of the biggest things that people have to keep in mind is that your outward appearance has to be like rock solid. And you need to be able to present yourself and present your product and be strong in how you present all that. Because when you start showing signs of weakness, it really gets amplified in social media. And there have been campaigns in the past that I've seen where the person's just begging for like next dollar or the next backer. And I think there was one campaign that said, I'm canceling all of the stretch goals if I don't get more backers, kind of thing. You can't do that kind of thing.
That. Yeah. No. Don't abuse your buyers, dude.
Don't abuse your buyers, and don't. There's certain things you just can't do. So you have to be strong. You have to be mentally prepared for it, and it definitely beats you down. Thankfully, I had a team I was working with, and so we were able to kind of split duties. But I did a majority of the marketing through Twitter and other locations. They did a lot of the show stuff, but I was the one that was really kind of in the trenches, interacting and pulling them in. I do feel bad to some degree though, because at times they were left off of somebody retweeted and said, check out Pixel Traders AR13L, and I'm like, no, wait. I came up with the idea initially, but the three of us really brought this into fruition.
Yeah.
So I couldn't have done it without them. And so I made sure I brought them along anytime and corrected that quite a bit. But you have to be strong. Like Aaron was saying, know your pitch inside and out. The biggest thing for me was making sure that the pitch would fit within the confines of a tweet. I wanted to make sure that the entire tag there, and also be able to support a link. So when I was going through it, I was editing it, tweaking it as much as I could until I could get the URL and the pitch locked into a tweet. Then I wound up paying for Twitter Blue, so I didn't have to worry about that. But at least at the time, it was okay. How much can I fit into one little tweet? Get my link in there, throw in my emojis if I want to, and then get it out there. And that's kind of how it's gone. And beyond that, I mean, it kind of sold itself. I mean, the reason it even exists is because people saw that the original shit post and immediately were like, take my money, make this real, please make this real. So I didn't have to do too much.
I remember that. Yeah.
I just had to show them progress on it, and then it kind of took a life of its own.
Yeah, you caught the lightning in a bottle there, I sometimes wish that I had my comic to put out back when Hell Hydra first happened with Captain America. I think I would have just killed it, Unfortunately, I know. It's like, please screw up Captain. Well, they've never stopped screwing it. In America, so it's a moot point at this point, but which is going to happen when you yeah. Anyway, enough said about him. Hold on a second. My internet burped. All right, am I back?
No.
Is that good?
Your video's not.
All right. As long as you can hear me.
There we go. Now you're catching
all right.
up.
All right, there we go. All right, sorry about that.
It's all right.
Basically,
Friday, you're fine.
what are the? Yeah, I mean, Hojo was like, don't make it negative or anything, but I'm not going to make it negative. I'm just going to ask this question: what's the biggest mistakes that you saw that streamers have when they're trying to promote other people's work? What is the biggest mistakes that you ran into? Dylan,
I'll take this one really quick if you don't mind, because I got to bounce. So I'll say.
All right, go ahead.
I think the biggest weakness in the streamers that when they wind up having the large panel shows, I think when you start pulling in like 10 different people to promote something, somebody winds up getting trampled on. The projects wind up getting kind of pushed to the wayside. Too many people get in there, and somebody will sit on your panel for 2 hours wanting to pitch something, and by that point, the guests for the show are tired, the presenters are tired. Even the people that came to watch the show have already left in some cases and stuff. And so if you're able to just focus on one or two campaigns, or even just a single campaign at a time when you're promoting for someone, it's way, way better to be able to just focus and be able to tell that story and interact with that and really kind of sit in it and learn more about it rather than just boom, 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 boom through a bunch of different campaigns. And I've gotten really tired of watching those kind of shows. I can't watch them anymore. I just don't have the time.
Yeah, I feel you.
I got you. That's a very good point. All right. You have a good night, buddy.
yeah. Sorry, guys. I got to go pick up my kid from school. But yeah,
all right.
It was good talking with you.
Oh, no problem.
You too, man.
Have a good weekend.
Get the crime grunter, dude. Later.
See you guys.
I had one experience with a pretty big name in this community. Well, I was supposed to go on his show, right? There you go. Well, I was supposed to go on his show, right?
Plug it around. Yeah, who's that?
My father.
I won't say. Well, he's a little scatterbrained anyway. He just comes across as that way. But has like this guy has over 5,000 subs, so I thought we kind of have his crap together a little bit. But he's like, hey,
Nice.
yeah, I'll have you on. Okay. And so no promotion all the way up to the show. I mean, all the way up to like even an hour before the show, there's no promotion. And then suddenly he's like, suddenly the link goes up, the show goes up, and then he sends me, and so I pop in and I find out that not only is this everything last minute, but he had another guy on. Another guy evidently like poached the thing at the last minute, and he's like, oh, come on, we'll just have both of you. And so I had this like other pitcher on, right? And so where I thought it was just gonna be me and him, I was not informed of this, and I showed up, and the guy that I was pitching with is kind of infamous for shall we say pitching the same comic over and over and over and over and over again.
Oh no.
And so
well, I mean, if that's all you got, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's if I told you the name, you'd know exactly who it is.
Yeah, I already. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
So,
but go ahead.
No, I was just gonna do mine. I didn't know you were still doing yours.
No, go ahead. I'm done. Yeah.
Okay, so
He's trying to head you off of the past before you started shit talking somebody.
yeah. I'm like, yo, you're going to the vet.
I'm
But
being
nah,
good. I'm being good.
Yeah, you're
so are we
fine.
talking about streamers? I mean, like streaming hosts or the guests too?
Yeah, streaming host and guest. I mean, it's
Okay,
just mistakes that you saw.
So like one of the big mistakes that I see, and I'm guilty of I'm guilty of this. I did this like one time. I'm gonna try not to do it again. It's like when you're promoting your book and whatever, and you're comparing it to like someone else's work or whatnot. Like I'm going to find that it's really kind of pretentious and like you're being kind of a dickhead if you're gonna be like, oh, my book is better than this, and that. It's trash compared to my book, and it's like, yeah, that may be the case. That your book may be better, but at the same time, it's like one, you're gonna upset the fans that are potentially in the audience that like that book, and two, you're just gonna come off as a huge blowhard, especially if your book does come out and it turns out to be not as good as you said it was.
Yeah, you pretty much
True.
something like this.
No, not for.
Yeah, it's true. You can't be, comparing yourself, and then because everything's so subjective as it is.
Yeah.
At least in
Right.
this medium, it's like you either like it or you don't. And if you're like, well, this guy's, my stuff's better than that, it's like, that's a stupid argument. First of all, because maybe I don't like what you have going on. So, and I do like what that guy's got going on. So it's whatever.
Well,
Feel that.
yeah.
Yo, BA.
There you go. Oh, we got another. All right.
My father.
Let me see. Right there. I don't have it open. Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you. Good to see you, dude.
Hey, what's up, BA?
Welcome in. Welcome. Yep. Well, another thing that I was going to ask about tonight is what is something that you would if you could go back and just like restart your whole entire campaign, nobody knows, like just push the reset button and you're going from scratch, and nobody knows anything. But what is something that you would change that you think would have improved your outcome? With me, I'll start, but with me, I believe that I didn't do enough prep work on like the sign up leading up to it, and I think that's what killed me a lot. I should have done that ahead of time, but I didn't. I didn't get it. I was like just a matter of weeks instead of months on the sign up, and so what do you guys think?
Do you want to take this one, Aaron?
Sure.
Yeah,
I guess
go bottom Aaron. Bottom Aaron.
What I would have done different, I think, I'm not sure. I think for the online YouTube presence stuff, I did the best that I could for what I had. Like I said, there was plenty of people that never responded to me. The fact that, and nothing against them or, no hard feelings, whatever. Like Bancroft said, he's like, oh, I'm sorry, I must have missed it. I was like, dude, you get hit up by like 1 million people. I get it. It took somebody randomly on Twitter being like, wow, this project looks great. Bancroft, you should have him on, kind of thing. That's the only reason Bancroft even saw me. So, everybody's busy. I get it. But I think what I would have done a little different was build up hype, like physically, like locally. I wish I had kind of gotten my shit together with the local comic book shops and the game stores and hobby stuff. Maybe searched outside of Twitter and YouTube and pushed it more.
Yeah.
Because like I know I don't really have a body of work yet, but well, I mean I do now that I can go to a convention with. But I wish I had the couple of conventions I've been to. I wish I had my flyers with me, passing them out. Like there's a lot of just physical ground game that I didn't do. Also, I wish I had pushed. I don't know if it's really on my channel, really, because like I don't have a lot of eyes. But if I could have maybe found a way to push my sign up more, because I had just over 100 signups before I launched. I wanted to make sure of that, but I didn't really push my sign up. I would play like a trailer for it every week or whatever, but I wasn't like,
Right.
go here, do this. And I should have done that, maybe more. But on the other hand, although I don't think I necessarily converted all those 150 signups or whatever, I did get over 100 buyers. So, as a first time project, I consider that a win. From me, a creator that nobody knows,
Right.
and all that stuff. So so to answer your question though, what I would have done different was, I think I would, because that's what I'm doing now that I have a physical product, is that I'm going to explore more local shops. For instance, I found out that I'm not going to be able to sell my Perfect Bound edition in local comic shops because it's too expensive. But also on Fund My Comic, if you buy it on there, you get all the the stretch goals, which is like 8 little chibi stickers, a magnet, and a little ad sheet that I was running. I had it printed out on like a 8.5 card, something like that. So it looks really pretty. But and if you go to FMC, I have a little panel where it shows everything, a little screenshot of them all together. So yeah, if you see that, you're gonna get it if you just buy it physical. You'll get all that stuff. So I just haven't gone in and changed the reward tiers or anything.
Well, you have access to Chris Fisk, who's like one of the best graphic design artists I've ever seen. So I'm sure that doesn't hurt. I'm sure it doesn't hurt anything. So
he did do the ad for me. So I was able to print that up. I mean, he used Jose's art, so it's not hard to be great at at using that. But yeah, he made a great. He chose the images.
So you got Chris Fisk doing graphic design, and
what's that?
You got Jose Garcia art and Chris Fisk design. So yeah, you did all right with that, I think.
Yeah. Well, and be like, oh well, like Pixel did 10 grand, and was it Belmont did over 10, and Hojo, of course, is doing victory laps on this 10 and all that. And I did 5, and I'm like, I don't know, I feel like I did 10. Like I hit my goal plus. People have examples of my work, so I don't know. I don't know. I don't feel any less than the 10,000 guys. How about that? But no, I mean, they all killed it.
All right.
What's up, Corey?
Let the ragging begin. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I did want to say another thing I wanted to mention about things I learned is I guess for my next campaign, I'm going to do a variant cover. I didn't do any real variant covers or anything like that. So I think I'm going to kind of switch it up. And on the next campaign for issue 1, I had Corey do, right now he's in the middle of doing one. He's doing a kind of like a sexy cover for me. I want to do some cheesecake because I'm going to go to Kickstarter with it, because I've found doing the campaigns, listening to everybody, watching people talk about it, it seems like people love cheesecake on Kickstarter. I didn't even go to Kickstarter. I was just on IGG. So I'm thinking about going and selling.
It's my show, Corey. It's my show.
So anyways, I can't wait. But yeah, I want to just kind of like play to my audience, because here on YouTube, I'm playing to that YouTube crowd, whereas I need to know what they want, and I think that I kind of get it more. I think it helps to have a known artist. So I got Jimmy Reyes doing a variant cover for issue 2 when that's ready to come out next year. I've got Corey Barton doing a variant cover of issue 1. So for people who just find the campaign, they'll be like, oh shit, that looks nice, let me get the Corey Barton one as well. So I don't know, I'm just trying different things, because I was real bare bones with my campaign, and on purpose, because like I'm the kind of guy who's like, sure, I'll jump into the deep end, but first I'm going to stick my hand or my foot in to see what it's like. And I kind of feel that's what I did with this campaign, because in my opinion, I jumped in the deep end when I started all this shit. So actually doing my campaign, I was like, let me try to kiss it. Let me keep it simple, stupid or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I've learned a lot. I think I can handle myself with a bigger campaign, and I'm just gonna work up to it,
Right.
But sorry.
Awesome. Awesome. What would you do differently, Aaron? Top
Honestly,
Aaron.
Other Aaron.
yeah, my main problem with Wolfsbane 1, which I should have got the hang of with the second issue, but I still feel like there's some things I need to improve on, is definitely money management and making sure that, you're prepared to launch the book out and make sure you're able to live comfortably in the meantime. So, like, let's take, for instance, Wolfsbane 1. I wanted to be generous. I made the books $5, and I made the digitals like $2 and stuff. Honestly,
Nice.
I was glad that I was able to give people, bang for the buck or whatnot. But shoot, at that point, I was dealing with roommate issues, and I had to find a place to live in the meantime. So that set the campaign back for months.
Yeah.
But luckily, for Wolfsbane 2, we got stuff. We got some stuff under control, and I managed to fulfill on time for the first time ever. That was pretty good.
Ah,
But
there you
yeah,
go.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, Pendragon, I'm trying to figure out how to balance everything with a bigger page count, because Wolfsbane was like 20 to 30 issues, and now this one is like 76 issues. So I gotta figure out how can I make it fair for everyone that
pages.
Oh yeah, pages. Yeah,
Okay.
76 pages. So it's like, how can I make it fair for everyone else and not go under? And I still need to pay my rent.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, this is
Well,
very
Mad
much
Ruth-
an investment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well,
Really?
Mad Ruth, it was interesting. He did a graphic novel, and I looked at the graphic novel, and I thought the graphic novel was great, but it felt cramped. It felt like he, was shoving a whole bunch of stuff into a smaller package. But then he came out with when he went to Arrow put it out in like floppies, and then when you look at it when you looked at it in floppy form, it's actually a better book. I never really saw that before, because evidently when he conceived it in floppies, and you could tell when you read it that I honestly my book, my whole entire first arc is actually the same day, and so
Nice.
I'm having to right now. The first book is like a whole bunch of setup, and so I'm trying to walk that fine line between putting people into the world, setting up the situation, and still making it entertaining. I don't want people just to like feel like they haven't gone anywhere in this book, which happens a lot. Welcome in, Startlet. JR is actually the first person is actually. This is actually the first person that's actually on my channel. Everybody else has been on Aaron's. So.
Oh, really? Nice. It's not showing me
Yeah.
on my little. You're sharing this, so cool.
Nah. Yeah. You evidently everybody else is on your channel, so it is what it is.
Thanks, guys.
It's all right. It's okay. It's okay. At least Corey's not telling me how much superior your channel is to mine, like he usually does.
This time. So I will say this.
Little thick measuring there.
Could you talk about like lessons learned and stuff? The biggest lesson that I learned out of all of this was I was not as finished as I thought I was. So I was like, so I had come up with the comic and printed it out with a different artist, the first issue, like a couple of years ago, right? So a couple of years ago, it already gone. I was like, oh, I've already been through this. It shouldn't be that bad. Comes to it's over. I close the campaign, all that stuff. I go into basically in demand on FMC, and I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna get this off to the printer. And then it was like, nope. Guess what? We're gonna have to go through all these little minor changes, and we're also going to need this and that, and I'm trying to coordinate with this person's schedule and that person's schedule, and then this person is sick, or this person doesn't get back to you for a week or two, and it's like, holy crap. So if I had like my own graphic design degree, that would have been super bad. That would have been awesome, dude. What does it say? I don't need to say how great this channel chat. You know it already. Oh, Corey.
Okay,
Thanks for that.
I've got to address.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, keep it in line around here. Gosh. But yeah, so next time I want to make it so that there's no waiting. I don't want my customers to like all summer, and then of course life things happen, right? So, as small problems come up, then life problems come up on top of it, and then extends, and that's for however many people are involved. So then it just really, stretches all the time out. It took me all summer to line everything up and get it ready. Then I sent it to RJ Critical Blast to distribute and load it up and distribute. That takes him time because he was training new workers on top of it. It's like, man. So I was disappointed in that, not for anybody involved, just my poor planning. Like I should have had it lined up and pulled the trigger before I was even at that point. It should have been, all right, here we are. It's getting done right now. And I was just waiting for, I was waiting for you kind of thing. So next issue 2, I don't want any hassles. I don't want to think about it. I just want to close it, go, close my campaign, sigh, and then send it everything to the printer and say, do it,
Mm-hmm. Well,
sorry, was I rambling?
Nah, you
no, that's fine. That's fine. So, in I was kind of hoping Pixel would be on because I don't. So, where do you see this? Where do you see this going? Me personally, I think that the smaller creators are just going to have to, at some point, separate themselves from like the Comicsgate itself and kind of like head in a different direction because it seems like all the capital has been concentrated in this X-Pro, people that come out of the mainstream. Everybody seems to like really concentrate the money there, and I think that the smaller creators are just going to have to find their own thing after at some point. Would you agree with that assessment?
Aaron.
Somewhat. Like I don't know. I've been pondering this for a while, and I think like maybe most, if not all, of indie creators should start thinking in the ways of like how novelists do it. Like, independent novelists, they find they're not too attached to like one thing, but they they still have a community going, but they're more focused on what they want, and it's not sort of like I'm trying to choose the right words because I'm not trying to say Comicsgate is like a one think tank, because it's absolutely not. But there are like
No.
There's certain aspects of it where people tend to like gang up on like one particular topic of the week or something, and I'm just like, I don't know. That's just not how I really. It's hard to.
Yeah, it's like outrage of the week, right?
Yeah. We focus more on like actually. I don't know. Honestly, this screen is giving me a headache. So it's hard to think.
Oh, okay. All right.
I do not have answers.
I don't know. I guess he was talking about like the outrage of the week kind of stuff. I've gone away from that kind of thing with my channel. Holy crap, that's a big spider. Anyways, I went away from that on my. Sorry, I'm trapped in this dungeon. You never know what you'll see. So I've gone away from that because, for one, I don't pay attention to pop culture. I don't care anymore. And it was dwindling down anyways. Like I had to like go search out things You know, I was like, because I was like, I
Right.
don't really know what's going on. So I'm like, screw it, I don't care. Not only that, but it's not evergreen. Like nobody will ever go back and see what I had to say or who on my panel had to say
Right.
about, you know,
Right.
Black Aragorn or whatever it was. So instead, I try to just talk about the genre of the creator, and that's you guys have been on my show, so
Yeah.
we'll do some trivia based on whatever it is that their project is about, and to me that's like then you get the keyword search in YouTube. You get a general topic instead of a specific timely, time capsule topic. So that should be, if not
Right.
completely evergreen, it can be evergreen, you know. So like somebody be like,
Well,
oh, I kind of like this channel.
that
Let me
channel's
see
in
what
the
else is. What's that?
well, the channel's also in the description. Let me get this comment right quick. Let me clarify.
Sure.
I'm not saying leave CG, but I'm saying that find solutions that are more small artist friendly within CG. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, the whole waiting for somebody bigger to like, you know, bring numbers to you, that seems to have gone away. And so, you know,
Yeah,
finding
I
some
agree with
new way
that.
to
Yeah,
make
that's
it
done for
But
yourself.
that's a part of what I was
to
talking
find a
about.
new way to make it to the market. Because I mean, there's
Yeah.
people who are still like, you know, Eric July owes me, or you know, EVS owes me, and they don't owe us shit. Okay, they don't owe us anything, right? And
Well,
they've been doing
okay,
this out of
first
the
of all,
kindness of their heart, but it's
I'm not trying to defend it or whatever, but it was Niobe who's talking about, oh, the bigger creators owe it. Well, so
right.
if you watch the stream
Yeah.
where he was talking about that stuff, which I saw it, you know, it's kind of like I prefer my metaphor or analogy. It was
Well, he
like
wasn't
as
the
a
only one
gardener.
saying it. It was not only him, right?
Okay. Well, when he said it, it was like it got carried by a lot of people. But so the thing is, it's like it's not that they
Yeah.
necessarily owe it to us, but as a big creator, why would you not want to tend your garden, right? Like you want to water everything around because
Right.
it creates it creates an atmosphere of buying. It creates an atmosphere of pulling up so that people are like, oh, well, let me see what's going on over here. Let's do that. So people are excited to see what's going on in the community. And I say that as from a buyer perspective, because I don't always know. Like
Right.
that's like you don't always know what projects are going on. And if you have a
Yeah.
huge audience, you want to divert their eyes from what
Mhm.
DC is doing. You want to divert their eyes from what Marvel is doing and keep them in the indie sphere. So you want to water the market. You know, you want to water the little guys. You want to help them out because it grows.
Well,
You know, the
let me
high
just bring
tide
up this point.
raises ships.
Well, let me bring up this point. People are leaving Marvel and DC, but they're not going anywhere. And there's a whole untapped market setting out there. And us as smaller creators, we need to find a better way to get to it. I mean, these bigger guys, they're getting to it. You know, I mean, Eric July, most of that millions of dollars came from normies. It didn't come from comic book fans necessarily.
Yeah.
I mean, and
Well,
so
that's him building up
in that
his
way,
audience.
Yeah.
Like that's him
yeah, he
building his
built his
audience,
audience before and
you
brought his
know,
audience to it, right?
outraging against all that stuff. And then they were like, well,
Mhm.
you have all this opinions. Why don't you put something out that's better? And then so he did, right? So that all of that is
Mhm.
great. I think that for us small guys is well, Eric July, he'd brought over followers and stuff from all the shit he's been doing as an artist over all the years. And
Yeah,
then
exactly.
on top of that, he was building up this comic book scene as well around him
Mhm.
ranting or whatever he was that he was doing. And then he got on Blaze, and that helped him. So he brought the audience into his comic, not the comic to the audience, which a lot like that's what I'm doing, right? And so what we have to do as nobodies is really just grassroots it. Like doing this kind of stuff is helpful, but it's not everything. And maybe I'm just looking at this because I'm about to go into the physical realm of going to conventions and going to local comic shops because I have a physical product, that kind of thing. So I'm like, I need to get out there and, I go to I could go to C2E2 and how many people are going to see my stuff? Potentially, you buy a $400 table, and that's potentially tens of thousands of people might walk by and see your put their eyes on your stuff. If not tens, at least 1,000, right? Which is more than you'll get on any show. So, and they're there to buy comics.
Yeah, I think honestly, we do. I think we do need to reach the normies. I mean, I think when, especially when Diamond took it over and they yanked everything out of stores and stuff like that, they basically made it niche. And then MCU basically, they basically disconnected the comics from the movies, and so because of what the comics were doing at that time was nothing like what was in the movies. And I think that moment has passed, and so I do think we need to find, especially smaller creators, we need to find different ways to skin the cat than what
that's
the model
be
that
on
we.
itself.
It is. I think FMC is definitely a good start to that because a lot of the bigger guys haven't adopted it. They're still on IGG getting shadow banned for some.
I mean, that's true,
reason.
but you gotta think about it like this: a lot of the normal people that actually exist in the world, a lot of them don't even read comic books, and if they do, they only read like mainstream people. So it's gonna be really hard to try and get them to do that. And honestly, I think that like I don't know if you more people are into like novels and stuff like that compared to comic books, right? So what if you had you compared like stories to the novels that they would probably like too?
Right. Well, one thing about it though is the reason why people are gravitating to manga is because of the better story content, but the art's not there,
and the continuity.
So,
like the characters actually change and grow and end. Whereas like how many times are they going to reboot the Marvel universe? Like I don't care anymore. And they're like, oh, but these are the archetype, these are the modern gods archetypes. It's like, no, it's not, guys. Okay, just stop it. Like you're just holding them up to Greek myths and comparing them. That has nothing. I'm gonna
disagree
reality.
with that, Starlet.
Well, that's fair, but I
disagree with that, Starlet.
Like if Batman is terrible long enough, people will stop liking Batman. Like whereas like his comparison in a Greek myth, it will always be a Greek myth.
Right.
No, I think there's actually a way that you can get people to come back, and I don't know. I think that you just have to be a good personality, and that would probably have to start with being a figure in your local area or something like that. Because think about it like me. I live in a like a college town or whatever. I could go out there right now, or when my book's done, and potentially try and get people to be into the book. And if they like it, sooner or later, those guys are going to be going back home to where they live, and then that they'll hopefully. I'd want them to spread out and share the knowledge of the book.
Like word of mouth. Yeah.
Exactly. Word of mouth, I think, is a big thing for getting them.
And I said this before, it was like, okay, well, you have to be where the buyers are. And if you're not in conventions, then how many eyes are not seeing your product, and these are people who are interested in something interesting. Like they just want to see, it could be indie or not. And as long as it's appealing to me, I'll buy it, and I have. And I've been to a couple of conventions, and it's like that's what I see. It doesn't really have to be mainstream. It doesn't have to be a Spider-Man. You just look cool, and I'll buy it.
Exactly.
But we know Corey's philosophy, so.
No, Corey's smart. That's where the money is.
Yeah. I agree with Corey on that.
Yeah, but with Starlet's point, yeah, they are buying you, and I honestly do think that this should be the route that indie creators go now. Because if you think about it, if you're a good enough writer and you work on your craft, sooner or later, you're going to start making the money no matter what you do. Like, look at Mark Millar. I'm going to buy his stuff because I know he can write good, and Big Game is that good. Kick-Ass is that good. I just got into Huck. Huck was freaking amazing. I'm still on issue 3. I will buy a Mark Millar comic because I know he can write. But I know I won't buy Michael Bendis comic if I see his name on it because he sucks, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So, as indie creators,
let me
yeah.
Right, exactly. Let me read this. This is a kind of a big tweet from Graham Nolan. We all respect Graham, right?
Yeah, he's a good dude.
But he's talking
about
his
workout stuff. He has great workout tips.
Did you see his hair tweet today? He had the dreads.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, he had dreads on.
Hey, I saw that.
He had the he's like my new hairdo.
But he said right. Hold on, am I back?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Is it me? Burped. It's probably me.
Okay. All right. No, it's me. It's me. But he said the creative self-life. This is a good news, bad news post. I'm not gonna read all the bad news because there's a whole ton of bad news. But he's talking about that there's creative shelf life, and he's talking about money. If you've been there long enough, then you price yourself out of basically new work. And it's just a changing of the guards. Editors retire, and then you've got some snot nose that comes in that doesn't it's not impressed by you deliberately, and there's changing taste, and
John Byrne. It's like, what? Are you serious? Right. I love John Byrne. Sorry, go ahead.
Exactly. He said the bottom line is if you're concentrating your career on work for higher gigs to chase the paycheck from the big two, this is the trajectory of every comic book career. He said, but now for the good news. This is what I wanted to read. He said the paradigm has changed. The artist no longer beholden to the whims of corporate gatekeepers. He said you no longer need their approval or acknowledgement for what is good and what isn't. There are so many options available to creators, young and old, to find a specific audience. It takes hard work, but so did working for the man. There's some research, but the potential for your success is boundless. Nobody's opinion is more important than yours. If you like something, you can damn sure others will too. Your job is to find them. Remember that crazy idea you had? Go out and develop it today. Put a plan together, bring it to fruition, share your passion with others, and they will respond. Passion makes great comics, and there aren't enough of them today. That's pretty much a summation about everything from a legend.
And that was, I think he's on Friday Night Tights actually right now. So
he was. I was watching that. While I was working earlier. So.
Oh, was it earlier? Okay, I don't watch him, so I don't know. But I saw he was going to be on it. I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, they also had on.
See you, Romo.
Go. All right, see you, buddy. Well, basically, though, I have to say that one of the things that I think is going to eventually even things out is I think that when you look at the ex-pros work, there's a mindset there that still kind of has a little bit of corporate taint on it. Okay. A lot of their stuff is very commercial, and I think that the things that are going to the things that really broke into the mainstream and changed things, like a Billy Tucci's She or Eastman and Laird's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, those things came completely from outside, new thinking, and they changed a lot of things in the industry because that's where the trends are coming from. Is not from people that are inside the machine or people that are products of the machine, but for people who are like the machine rejected or the machine wouldn't even spit on if they were on fire. And so I think honestly that right now, because of the economy being what it is, the first thing that goes is people gambling on the new thing. But that's one of the reasons why our media is so sucks right now, is because big corporations are tightening their purse strings, and so they're just going for like, well, we can do this new project over here, or we can resurrect Indiana Jones from the dead, and make him a woke feminist cuck for 2.5 hours. So yeah, which is basically what happened. Anyway, so and it's like the other day they're trying to resurrect Blade, and it's come out that either one of the scripts that was leaked. Basically, he became like a third, fourth character in his own book, own movie, and it was about this group of women, vampire.
So I
hunters.
will give
like,
what's his name, Marshala Ali. I will give him credit because like because from my understanding is he walked away from the project, didn't he? Because they couldn't get their shit together. And so hats off to you, sir. Thank you for walking away and showing that you're not going to be a part of a piece of shit.
And that's
because I loved him as, what was it, Cottonmouth?
Right.
He was great.
He was. Yeah,
he was great. And when he came out as Blade, I was like, no, he's not Wesley Snipes. He doesn't look like he has an edge to him, in like that violent edge. I don't get that from him, just as like his charisma. But as like a Cottonmouth, he was amazing. You know, that was a role for him. You know.
Well, if that movie did come out and it was that, if that movie came out and it was that, this is what our attitude would be.
Stop! He's already dead.
Yo, if you show the kid, you gotta Photoshop Blade's face on
there. Nice.
Anyway, so all right, so I think we covered pretty much everything tonight.
Wait, I do want to say this though. The brilliance of Graham's tweet though was it's funny is because like me being a nobody and I see these, you know, they call them ex-pros. I still consider them pros. Like they're still pros. Right. It's just that they don't work for the corporate guys anymore. And,
I should say ex-mainstream pros. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And I'm not trying to bag on that or whatever. But so because I think he really highlights this is the new paradigm. So, you know, this is the decentralized version. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No.
I just want to say, you know, he was right. So,
hey, Aaron.
See you, Aaron.
Love you guys.
And I thought that Graham, you know, he nailed it to describe it to everybody who, in case they didn't realize it yet, it's all decentralized. It's all based on you. You are the part of the sales force for whatever you're trying to do, right? It's no longer the IP that is selling you or whatever. It's completely opposite. Everybody is door-to-door salesman now, and you have to build up your own base of people who are interested in what the fuck you're doing. And he nailed it. And it was from a perspective of somebody who has been all, you know, height of here and height of whatever. Like he clearly has his shit together. And I don't know. I'll stop flirting with Graham, but yeah, this is the greatest show ever. See, I like that. That's good energy. Yeah. But so just to say it again, Graham, he really nailed it. And I hope that some of the, you know, bigger guys kind of see what he's talking about. I'm sure they do, but it's not about any of that old shit.
Well, it's just,
and
it's about passion. It's about passion.
Yeah, right. And I can't wait for it to catch on to the buyers. Like somebody was talking about, there's no passion from the buyers. Like the buyers aren't there interested in what's going on because the mainstream has just kicked it, you know, like broke the horse's legs, and now they're like, well, it doesn't want to run anymore. So, you know, now you got to find a new horse, and they don't quite know that this is even a thing yet, in my opinion. So I think it will happen.
Well, I think honestly, I think they're hungry for it, though. I honestly think they're hungry for it.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I think it's slowly growing. I mean, look at what South Park did. Finally, saying what's been the fandom menace has been saying for like 5 years or something, or 6 years, or however long it's been. It's like, it's terrible. It's dead. Look at what they're doing. It's no good. The writing is shit. We're tired of boring
Well,
female
they
characters who are all
basically
gay.
yeah, well, they basically made it into a meme, which is it's
Yeah.
already having an effect to that whole make her gay and make her lame, put a chick in it, make her gay, make her lame, that's
I mean,
that's already like
that's
already
worth
this.
1,000 Doomcocks.
Yeah, there you go. Well, that's all I've got for the night. You all cleaned out.
I'm
You
good.
good?
I am
All right.
spent. No.
Let's say okay. So I am declaring.
This house is clean.
Very nice. I like it.
All right, as Tangina said, this house is clean. Thank you all for coming to the fluffiest chat in all of YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna try to start getting back on schedule and do these on Friday nights. But basically, I don't want to cross over too much into Mad Ruth. That Iron. I can't remember what his you remember what the name of his show is? Mad Ruth show on Friday nights.
No.
Okay.
There's so many
I
streams
would
on
suggest
Friday,
looking for it.
and I'm not able to catch pretty much any of them because I'm also
Well, it's
usually
a
busy
really
on
good
Friday.
show.
Right on.
Right.
Wait, is it the Iron Age marketing? Is that he doesn't do that, does he?
No.
Okay.
It's him and the guy, Jupiter guy, Sandberg.
Oh yeah, Iron Age Knights. Yeah. Jason
Iron
Sandberg.
Age Knights.
Yeah.
Iron Age Knights. Okay, I would highly suggest people go check that out. Iron Age Knights.
I
do
have
wanna,
some
like,
time this
cross over
Friday. I
and-
should check it out. Because
Yeah.
Jason pushes it. It looks like it's fun.
Yeah. He kind of got a similar structure to one that you're starting with your show.
Nice.
But anyway, thank you all for coming. Let me check the comments before we go. Make sure. All right. Yep. Yeah, he does want us to go, but
It's better over here.
All right, the irony, just in case the Immortal Risings channel link is in the description. So there you go. All right. Anyway, all right. So that is all we've got for the evening. Remember, follow the right rabbit. See you next rabbit hole. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.